You should watch this video because I'm going to show you every level 2 trader in Escape from Tarkov, and I will tell you about the best guns in gear, so don't miss it. Let's start. Dear comrades, Ivan the German is back, glad to have you here, and today, as I said, I will show you everything you need and some secrets and some good tips and tricks for your Tarkov journey in Escape from Tarkov 2021. Let's start immediately with every level 2 trader. Let's begin with Prapor. So, Prapor level 2 is very interesting. So I want to start with my biggest surprise in patch 12.11, and it's the Catter B. The Catter B is the suppressed version from the standard Catter, and the Catter B is very, very good. Of course, you have some downsides, and the first thing is you cannot attach anything. If you buy the Catter B, that's basically it. But the good thing about the Catter is the ammunition is pretty impressive. You have a very high flash damage, some mediocre penetration. It really depends on which ammo you use. The ammo is cheap and you have 900 rounds per minute. And also it's very nice because you only have to buy you only have to spend 36k and you get a high RPM and suppressed weapon. Very, very nice. On top of that, you can buy the PP19, a very decent weapon, especially early on, so level 2 Prapor is nice. On top of that, you have the KS23 Barter. The Barter is quite easy, parts are easy to get on interchange or on any tech spawn or tech loot spawn. So if you want, you can play the KS with level 2 Prapor. Of course, you can buy the AKM, where is it? There we go, you can buy the AKN. And this one is very nice because I'm going to show you Skier as the next trader, and Skier has some very nice parts. Furthermore, the Welday is available as a Barter. I think it's maybe a little bit expensive because you need the MRE for some quests, but Vodka is pretty common on wood, so yeah, it really depends. And you can buy one of the best sites, IMO, especially for the price, for 14k. You can buy the new Kretchet, the Welday Kretchet, which is a really nice, really decent. And from now on you can buy the Vityaz dust cover and the AK recoil pad, which is very important if you want to play AK builds. Let's continue, as I said, with Skier. And Skier level 2 is also very nice because you can buy the RK4 front grip, which will reduce the recoil by 2, and you can get some decent AK muzzle devices, suppressors, and which is very, very nice, you can buy the AK PT1 stock, and which is really good is this handcart, the Zenit B10, reduces recoil, and you have a rail to put on some front grips. Don't forget to pick up the Vector 6-inch barrel, and you can buy, but this one is very expensive. I know it's not worth to spend 90k for the Vector 45, but check out the MCX. I think the MCX is pretty underrated, especially right now, because ammunition is hard to get. I would check out the MCX. So, but you can focus on AK parts and suppressor on Skier. I wouldn't buy the STM from Skier because on the Flea it's way cheaper. I know the condition is bad, so you have to check sometimes. Maybe you are lucky, but you can buy the big stick max for 3000 rubles from Skier directly. And I think the STM is pretty underrated. It's a very good gun. Base stats are 34 recoil, 34 vertical recoil and 70 ergonomics, which is pretty good. I will do a separate video about the STM because I think it's a very powerful weapon. And pick up your night vision from, I almost forget it, but pick up your night vision goggles from Skier level 2. Pretty important if you want to make some easy progress in Tarkov. Night raids are very, very good. Let's continue on Peacekeeper, and I would focus on Peacekeeper. Why? Because in patch 12.11 you get a lot bucks, and I would spend them on Peacekeeper. And as you can see right now, Peacekeeper level 2 is very good. You have the you have the MPX, you have the suppressed MP5, UMP, MP9, RFB, and even the 5.7, which is a Barter. But you should focus on every weapon for your basic dollars. And Peacekeeper level 2 is very nice. You have some decent EO tags, and they improved the EO tag with patch 12.11. The sight is much clearer. You have suppressors and magazines, of course. Furthermore, with Skier level 2 you can buy some decent M5 6A1 rounds, which are right now very good. And you can buy M80, and M80 is right now pretty strong, especially if you play the RFB, put a basic muzzle device and a front grip like the RK4 from Skier, and you're good to go. The RFB, very good. You can buy the Wilcox lock head mount, but it's very expensive for 1,100 ruble. But as I said, I would focus on some guns and attachments. Skier level 2 is very nice, so you should be aware of that. Let's continue with Mechanic. Mechanic level 2 is also very good because you get a lot of very handy attachments and some decent Barters. For example, the OPSKS for 3 weapon parts. You can get weapon parts in your hideout from AKs, which isn't that bad. I would spend my GP coins for my keycards. For the Labs keycard you can do the physical Bitcoin Barter. But that's basically it. This MP5 Barter is also very expensive. I wouldn't do that. Same as the GP, the 6 GP for the MP9. It's not that good, but as you can see you have a lot of different attachments, and you can get the Vector 50 round magazines, but I wouldn't do the Barter because on the Flea the 50 round Vector or Glock mags are pretty cheap right now because nobody's playing the Vector or the SCM or anything else, and that's why the Vector mags are very cheap. So I would focus on the Barter, buy them if you want. Last but not least, for the, let's say, weapons section is Jaeger, and Jaeger level 2 isn't that good. You can get the Vector Barter for the Vector key. You can get the Barter for the Holodnik and the Barter for this level 3 rig. But Jaeger level 2 isn't that good. Like the CMS is not worth for 30k. You can get it for 15k on the Flea. The Surf Kit Barter isn't worth, and the Grizzly Barter isn't worth. So Jaeger level 2 isn't that good. The scope mount and the burst is okay, I would say. I would pick up the RFB instead of the Hunter. So as you can see, Jaeger level 2 isn't that good. Let's continue with Ragman. Ragman level 2 is interesting because you can get comp tags if you want. I would prefer the GSSH, but the Barter for the AVS is nice. Gold chains are almost everywhere. What you need is the TT gold. You can buy it, as you can see, for almost nothing. Let's say you have the gold chains, you can buy 2 TTs and you can get the AVS, which is one of the best rigs right now. It's a big level 4 rig. It's pretty good, so I would go for that. I wouldn't buy helmets because they are expensive, especially if you are under level 20 or level 20. Even right now I wouldn't buy them 60k or 50k. It's a lot. Buy from the Flea if you want, but I wouldn't buy helmets. And IMO it's not worth. So what you should do is focus on the 6B3TM rig or the AVS Barter. 6B3TM still one of the best rigs in the game. I think there is maybe one better rig, and you can get it from Ragman level 3. It's the Tor armor because the stats are pretty good, and you can buy an additional rig so you have more space. Or let's say chest rig and you have more space. The Eberle stock Switchblade backpack is very nice, but yeah, Ragman level 2 isn't that good as well. You can get some pretty decent face protection or face cover, but focus on Peacekeeper, Skier, Prepper, and maybe Mechanic. Let's talk about Therapist level 2. I think it's okay to do the Medicine Barter because the blood set and Vaseline isn't that expensive anymore, so yeah, you can do that. Lucky Scav box for 100 dog tags. Yeah, I don't think it's worth. You can buy Lucky Scav box for cheap on the Flea. So nah, don't do that. CMS kit, you will get a Barter, a pretty good Barter for 3 pliers. So it's around about 15k, which is good in my opinion. This Grizzly Barter isn't that bad. And the IFAC Barter isn't that bad either. Dog's case, it's a pretty good Barter. I would do this Barter if you are not doing quests, or maybe you're a little bit behind your quest. You will get Dog's case from the quest, same as medicine cases, so it really depends. on your personal preference. So this is basically it from traders. As I said, check out Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper is very, very good because you get a lot of bucks. I would focus on that, buy some MPX, MP5s, RFBs and try to play with them, especially the RFB with M80 as I said, or some SMGs are very nice. Even the laser match as FMJ with the UMP is right now very good. I'm really interested about your questions and your Tarkov experience, as I said, write in the comments below. Let's chit chat a little bit and don't forget we Germans want to win at least something, guys. And that's why it's important that we get your like for this video, guys. Stay safe as always and see you in the next one. Bye.